10 psychological facts that will blow your mind. There is real world and there is the real world. And then comes the world of psychology, which always leave us in a state of amazement. The answers to all your questions about how and why humans function. Psychology is certainly a blessing. Humans are an amazing species, and with their minds the most developed and the most scientific. There's lots that we still don't know. There are a whole lot of human behaviors that we are completely unaware about, and that can surprise us at the most of times. Our daily actions and habits reflect our behavior and even the long-term patterns we have. Our health too is a reflection of what we do. Many times we keep making efforts and just don't see them coming to fruition, and it is later you realize that it was because you were doing basic things wrong. We have a whole lot of preconceived notions, but then unfortunately, our brain functions differently. Right from the way we eat and our diets to our social behaviors, little psychological facts can make a world of a difference and help you understand yourself better. Some surprising actions can also be explained by these seemingly simple but stunning facts. Like, did you know that women are prone to getting more chilblains than men? That ways, you can automatically ask your partner to wear socks or use thicker blankets in winter, improving her health and her relationship. Or maybe, if you're the woman, the next time wear socks and you won't wake up with cold toes anymore. Humans are mysterious creatures. People's behavior is affected by the sensations of their bodies. It is always interesting and entertaining to learn something new about you and understand the psychology behind the way you behave. Treat others and express yourselves. 1. If we have a plan B, our plan is less likely to work. Every now and then, it hurts to be prepared. In a series of experiments from the University of Pennsylvania, researchers found that when volunteers thought about a backup plan before starting a task, they did worse than those who hadn't thought about a plan B. What's more, when they realized they had options, their motivation for succeeding the first time around dropped. The researchers stressed that thinking ahead is a good idea, but you might be more successful if you keep those plans vague. 2. What your eyes see is not what our brain ends up with. We think that we are walking around looking at the world around us with our eyes, and that our eyes are sending information to the brain which processes it and gives us a realistic experience of what's out there. But the truth is that what our brain comes up with is not exactly what our eyes are actually seeing. Our brain is constantly interpreting everything it sees. 3. A person can remember 3 to 4 times at a go. One of the benefits of bees that you may not be aware of is their ability to detect bombs. Researchers in countries like Croatia have spent years mastering how to utilize bees as landmine locators, since they can pick up the fragrance of explosives with their antennae. A team from Bosnia and Herzegovina and Croatia devised a method for monitoring bees while they work using drones. The unmanned aerial vehicles fly around gathering film of the insects, which is then analyzed by computers to show where landmines might be buried. 4. Types of music you listen affect the way you perceive the world. Music helps us to face and see reality with a new pair of eyes. Imagine sitting on the top of a mountain with a cool breeze flowing. You can see the joining of the adjacent mountains filled with lush greenery and a silent torrent of the river. How do you feel? You feel as if the world is at your feet. Music transports us to a whole new world. It is scientifically proven that the songs or genre of music you listen to actually alters our perception of the world and our emotions, which indicates that music can not only affect your mood and present state of mind, but the songs you listen to also alter the way you perceive emotions and the world around you. To our surprise, the study gave rise to the fact that when people listen to happy, cheerful music, they tend to envision happiness all around them, even though it might not be physically present, and vice versa. So, the next time you choose a playlist, make sure you choose one that lifts you from all the problems of the world and makes you on top of the world, and not one that puts the weight on your shoulders. 5. You can decide whether you like someone or not within 4 minutes. Psychology suggests that a person decides whether they like someone or not within 4 minutes of meeting them. It takes an average person somewhere between 90 seconds and 4 minutes to confirm if they like someone strongly. Besides, it has little to do with what the other person is saying and more about their body language, their voice speed, and tone. 6. You can get your eyeball tattooed if you're looking to get your entire body tattooed. You don't need to stop at your eyeballs. Many hardcore tattoo fans are getting the whites of their eyes injected with ink of all kinds of colors ranging from green to purple. However, There are some risks involved, such as pain and prolonged blurred and double vision. 7. False memories. Many people believe that the human memory system is much like a videotape recorder. You can simply recall memories at will, freely and easily. However, the truth is that the human memory is not as reliable as we think. Our minds are moldable and flexible, an advantage in some areas, a disadvantage in others. The human brain actually has the ability to make up entire false memories, but these new false memories can impact you just as significantly as real memories. This has ramifications for areas where we rely on human memories, such as eyewitness testimonies or false confessions. Even if something happened a certain way, the person recalling the event may be 100% confident that the event happened differently, even if faced with evidence to the contrary. 8. The one that gives the best advice usually has the most problems. This can be quite tricky to understand, but when you take a closer look at people who give advices, they are usually good at hiding their problems while they help others out. Research has found that people who look like the best advisors are usually hateful towards others. 9. We don't just use 10% of our brains. Have you ever heard that we just use 10% of our brains? It's an oft-cited statistic, but constant repetition does not make it accurate. People often use this inaccurate stat to imply that the mind is capable of much greater things, such as dramatically increased intelligence, psychic abilities, or even telekinesis. If the 10% number were true, brain damage would be far less likely. After all, we would only have to worry about that tiny 10% of our brains being injured. 10. The strangers in your dream are actually people you have seen in your real life. Our mind is not inventing faces. In our dreams, we see real faces of real people we have seen during our lives, but may not know or remember. We have all seen hundreds of thousands of faces throughout our lives, so we have an endless supply of characters for our brains to utilize during our dreams. So these were 10 mind-blowing psychological facts. But it does not just end here. We have few more to talk about. 1. It takes 4 minutes to fall in love. 2. Coffee acts as the best stress reliever for women, while it is opposite in the case of men. 3. Tilting your head while looking up makes you look more sexier and attractive. 4. When, without a reason, your mood gets low, you are definitely missing someone. 5. When a person cries and if the first teardrop falls from the right eye, it's happiness. If it's from the left, it's pain. 6. To dream that someone is being mean to you suggests that you are being too hard on yourself. Give yourself a break. A person who is lying about something will always keep his hands still, while a person telling a true story will make use of hand gestures. 8. People who spend more time in the sun are likely to be more happier. 9. The type of music you listen affects the way you perceive the world. 10. Phantom vibration syndrome, a psychological disorder that makes you feel your phone is vibrating. Surprisingly, 68% people are affected by it. 11. People who make others laugh are the most depressed people. 12. An average guy has 10 sexual partners. 6. One-night stands and gets stood up twice before he finds the woman of his dreams. A study claims 13 people with low self-esteem are more likely to humiliate others. 14. Gandhi believed that sex for pleasure was sinful and that husband and wife should live together as brother and sister. 15. 75% of people who marry from an affair end up with a divorce. 16. We tend to trust appearances than behavior. This can be highly misleading. 17. The colder the room you sleep in, the better the chances are that you'll have a bad dream. 18. The brain operates on the same amount of power as 10-watt light bulb. 19. A study found that men who run regularly have a higher sex drive and attract more women than men who don't run. 20. The true mark of maturity is when somebody hurts you and you try to understand their situation instead of trying to hurt them back. 21. Your nose can remember 50,000 different scents. 22. Men spend almost a year of their lives staring at women. 23 studies have shown that happiness is contagious. It can be hard for people to walk away from someone who is happy. 24 studies have revealed that a man and a woman can never be just friends. 25. A person only dreams of someone whom she might have encountered in her life. The human brain is a complex system of stimuli and responses. The bid to understand how this complex system works has spawned many studies. Researchers state that our brain's first instinct is survival. That means food, shelter, and sex. Once survival is ensured, you can program your brain to do anything you want. Did you know that it learns by imitating? It filters out unwanted data and shows you only what you expect to see. It uses your daydreaming power to generate creative ideas. When choosing, it usually opts for the first thing on the list. This may be something you can touch and hold. It is more likely to choose things that indicate progress. Your buying decisions are based more on a personal connection than on being coerced. Human psychology has continued to evolve over the years, and a lot of facts are springing up every single day. There are things you don't know about the people around you, and you'll be shocked to find out about these things. This Psychology Facts will help you gain more knowledge and build better relationships with people. There are myths out there and there are facts. What we are about to discuss in this article are the facts about human psychology. These are things that will surprise and shock you. So the video ends right here. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we upload a new video. And I'll see you in next one.